Welcome to the beast, I unleash, I'm a motherfucking beast.
Alright guys, so I just got back from the grocery store. Just thought I would show you a little haul because I have lower carbs this week. So I got 2 things of baby golden potatoes because these are great for volume for the macros you get. We got some french fries. Matt and I are probably going to split these because they're just normal potatoes. And then I have sweet potatoes, which I haven't had in a very long time. So I'm going to get my beta carotene in. Peanut butter as usual. This stuff is incredible. So if you guys have seen my Instagram stories or Snapchats, I have done servings of this with Fortuous Keepsakes protein from Miracle Labs, which is protein powder that has actual Lucky Charms in it. And the reason why I like this cereal is because it's got 13 carbs, 3 protein, and no fat for a cup, 17 grams. And guys, 17 grams is a lot. Like, this is a huge box and I went through it so fast because the serving size is so voluminous. I hate when people say voluminous on YouTube, like, do you not know English? Voluminous is the word, guys. And mushrooms, because they're a great lower carb vegetable. I got more Brussels sprouts because I live off of Brussels sprouts. So I got 2 bags of that. And then 2 zucchini because zucchini is a great low carb vegetable. And I actually got some asparagus just because I want to make my pee smell bad. So I got that as well. So asparagus, mushrooms, and zucchini are 3 vegetables that I brought back into my diet because my carbs are lower. Mainly because you can have a greater serving size of these for less macros. So stuff like Brussels sprouts are going to be like 6, 7, 8 grams of carbs per serving, and zucchini is going to be like 2 or 3. Mushrooms are going to be like 2 or 3, and asparagus is going to be like 2 to 3, depending on how big your serving size is. So that's why I do that, and I always have my potatoes for my carbs. And rice too, but I love potatoes. So that's the grocery haul. Hopefully it was helpful. I didn't stock up on meat because I order meat from meal dealers and I just get it in bulk in their containers. I just have rice right now. I'm pretty much out of everything else except cauliflower and strawberries. I've got lots of cashew milk because apparently I'm obsessed with cashew milk. And yeah, that's it. That's the haul. Alright, salt, pepper, Italian seasoning going in the oven, 450 for 45 minutes. These have holes poked somewhere all through the top of them. What I do is I put them on the rack with aluminum on the rack below. I let it go for about an hour because these are very large sweet potatoes. And then I turn the oven off after that hour, and then I just let them sit and continue cooking while the oven's cooling down. So I do these last, and they go in at 425, I believe. And then for Brussels sprouts, the recipe's in my meal prep video, but 400 for 33 minutes is the magic time. This is not safe. 45 mins. Woo! And one more thing that I like to do, guys, don't give yourself the opportunity to procrastinate. So I brought home the asparagus, chopped it up right away. It's ready to cook. Zucchini, same thing, chopped it up right away, ready to cook. That way you have no opportunity to procrastinate. Everything's ready to go. Everything is already set out. And I like to just get the potatoes going, get the Brussels sprouts going as soon as I get home so that I can just work while they're baking. So I can make my own food, work, do whatever I need to do while they're going instead of like having to set out an hour or 2 hours later. So don't procrastinate, get it done. What's up, guys? So welcome to week 3, day 19, shoulders and abs, past the halfway mark on week 3. So we're just trucking through this. 30 days is almost over. I'm like pretty sad, honestly, because I feel like it just started, because it did. But anyways, let's get right into the workout. So Matt and I did this workout together at the shop gym. Check out his tank top. It's actually a t-shirt, but we cut it, we cut the sleeves off, and it looks incredible. So these are going to be for sale very soon as I can get my store set up on my website. It'll be up as soon as that's done, so I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you posted. We started with a Smith machine seated shoulder press with an AMRAP on the last set. So 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps. I went way too heavy on the first set, thinking that it would be a lot easier than it was, and I only got about 5 reps, so I just dropped the weight down and did my 3 sets after that with a more appropriate weight for 8 to 10 reps. An AMRAP on the last set, guys, just a reminder, it's on the 3rd set. Instead of the 8 to 10 reps, you get your 8 to 10 reps and then you push for more. So you go for as many as you possibly can. And guys, if you're getting if the rep range is 8 to 10 and you're getting 25 reps on your AMRAP, you're not using a weight that's heavy enough. Even if you feel like, oh, this is probably a hard RPE, you obviously have some disconnect with how heavy the weight actually feels and how much you're capable of, because something can feel heavy and you can still push out a billion more reps, then it's definitely not heavy enough for you. But just keep that in mind. Make sure you're picking a weight that's very appropriate for that 8 to 10 rep range, and you're really pushing it out for the AMRAP and doing as many as you can. If the weight is appropriate for 8 to 10 reps, you should only get a couple more on the AMRAP.
Push! Let's go! Push! 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 Come on! You got 2 more! 2 more! Come on! Up! 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 Get it! Get it! Come on! 1 more! Come on! Come on, man! Come on! Push! Let's go! Push! Yes! Yes!
Next up, we moved on to a Smith machine single arm press. So we're using the same seat here, just turning sideways, and basically what you want to do is you keep your torso upright, you keep your core tight, and you want to get a 90-degree angle at the elbow and at the shoulder joint. So what this means is when you come down, your wrist is pretty much going to be out in front of you, so that when you come down to the bottom of the shoulder press, your elbow's at a 90-degree angle, slightly more than that, but you're not bending your forearm at an angle. Your forearm should be vertical to the ground, just like any other shoulder press, any other press. Forearms vertical to the ground. That's going to be the most safe and efficient way for you to do presses with your wrists, so make sure you're mindful of that. And these are actually pretty hard because you're using single arm, your back is unsupported by the seat, so you're actually using some core stability, and you're pressing up, thinking about the front delt contracting as you press up, as you get your elbow up. And I even like to just push my chest forward at the top of every press to kind of emphasize the contraction in my front delt, think about that muscle shortening, and I get the most out of the movement that way. So 3 sets of 10 per arm on that, and I actually had 0 pounds added on to the Smith machine bar, so do not be ashamed if this is very hard for you, because it was very hard for me as well. Next up, we moved on to a Smith machine upright row superset with a standing dumbbell lateral raise with a drop set every set. So get ready to die. This is gonna be killer. It was so fun, so killer. So with the Smith machine upright row, we actually did this 2 days ago or 3 days ago on push day, except we did a wide grip. So for the normal upright row, you wanna keep a shoulder width grip apart and do the exact same thing, the exact same cues, leaning slightly backwards, dragging the elbows up, keeping the bar tight to your body, and keeping the shoulders back, gaze forward, chest pushed out the entire time, feeling this movement by leading with the elbows and contracting the lateral delt and somewhat in your traps as well. So you should think about getting your elbows high and keeping the elbows above your wrists, and if you do that, then you should be feeling it in your shoulders as well as your traps instead of just in your traps. Then we superset that with a standing dumbbell lateral raise with a drop set on every set. So I used 10-pound plates and 5-pound plates because the gym was very busy today. The shop gym is gaining some ground, so I'm really excited about that. Hopefully I've gotten a few people in there with my word of mouth and my social media platforms. But basically, guys, if you live in the DMV area, it's in Manassas, it's incredible, amazing environment, only gym of its kind in the DMV area. You have to check it out while they have free open hours. So their info is going to be in the description box below. Do not miss it. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays hours are in the description box below. Check it out. Anyways, with the standing dumbbell lateral raise, drop set every set, I used the plates instead of dumbbells. The gym was busy, so that's an easy alternative. If you don't have the dumbbells in 10s or 5s for the weight that you need, you can use plates instead. Just hold them by the little hole in the middle. They work just fine. And drop set every set. So I went from 10s to 5s every single set. Tried to keep as strict of a lateral raise form as I possibly could, but I was really just trying to get as many reps out as I possibly could on that drop set, so I did butcher my form just a little bit. But here's the thing, guys, with using momentum and using body language, start out strict. You want to activate the muscle, get the muscle burning, get it on fire, and you're feeling that mind-muscle connection, that isolation with one part of your body, right? And then maybe you do a drop set, or you're going to failure, something like that. The muscle's already on fire. The muscle's already active. You don't have to do much to get it involved in the movement. From there, that's when I say, okay, a little bit of body language is fine, because the entire muscle that you're targeting is already recruited. You're not risking recruiting other muscles into the movement because you've already activated what you want to activate. Now you're just burning it out. It's already working. Now you work it harder. You use a little bit of momentum to get more reps out. That's when I say body language and momentum is okay and is actually useful. So know when is appropriate to kind of swing a little bit, never too much, but if you are going to implement some body language, some momentum, know the right times to do so. So that's all I have to say about the lateral raises. Again, elbows above the wrists, shoulders are above the elbows, and you're leading with the elbows, feeling it in the side of your shoulder. Lastly, for shoulders, we hit a plate raise and punch, 15 to 20 reps for 3 sets. So basically going to failure. These are absolutely killer. So with these, you want to do a plate front raise. Then you bring the plate in towards your chest while keeping your elbows up as high as you possibly can. So when you bring that plate up, you keep your elbows in that same position, bring the plate in, push it out and up a little bit, and then you lower slowly. And then another thing, notice at the bottom, I do not let the plate completely relax at the bottom. Keep constant tension, so as you get close to the bottom where you would kind of relax your arms, let it sit, don't. Come right back up from just before that resting point and keep the constant tension for as many reps as you possibly can. As you get into that 15 to 20 rep zone, you're probably gonna need to rest for just a second at the bottom, and you're gonna lose that constant tension to get the final reps out, but that's okay. Just focus on keeping the constant tension for as long as you possibly can, and then letting it rest for a second, and then continuing on with as many continuous reps as possible. So I just used a 10-pound plate on this, absolutely killer. You can see my face, I'm just dying. So these are super hard. It's just a great way to keep constant tension on your delts for a very long time. Next up, we moved on to abs. So a seated V-up, 15 to 20 reps, body weight. So with these, I like to be on a bench. I keep my hands behind me to support me. And what you want to do is you want to lay down as flat as you possibly can, get your legs as close to the ground or as close to parallel with your torso as you possibly can. And then from there, it's not like a froggy crunch where you're like tucking your knees in. You want to keep your legs elongated and straight as they possibly can be. And then you bring your body up into a V and you crunch your upper and lower abs at the same time, and then lower yourself down slowly again, feel them stretch out, and that's how you want to be performing this movement. This was very, very difficult. I was only able to get 15 reps for each of the sets, and I was just using my body weight, so we can definitely see here that my abs need some work. They're pretty weak because I neglect training them more than I should, so this was a kick in the butt that I needed. So definitely try these out. They are killer. Go nice and slow. Really focus on feeling your abs contract rather than just moving your legs around. Remember guys, the muscle contracting creates the movement you're doing, not the other way around. Next up, 2 ab exercises just to failure. So 3 sets to total failure, both body weight. First one is going to be the Roman chair flutter kicks. So the Roman chair is where you're elevated, your elbows are up on the pads, your back is against the pad, and your legs are hanging. This is meant for ab exercises, so we're using it for that. Flutter kicks, I'm doing very large flutter kicks. So basically like alternating leg raises. Just bring your leg up as high as it can go. Lead with the knee, but keep your leg as long as possible. And just go till failure, absolute failure. And guys, push yourselves. Go until you actually cannot keep your legs up anymore. I promise you, you have more reps in you than you think you do. So test yourself. When you think you're done, ask yourself to do 5 more. And then when you think you're done with that, ask yourself to continue doing 1 more and 1 more and 1 more and 1 more until you really, really just cannot keep your legs up anymore, or your elbows are losing grip or something like that. So really, really test yourself. So lastly, we moved on to the hanging knee tucks. So this is going to test your grip strength as well. It's going to be pretty difficult to hold on for a long period of time, especially for the ladies there who are not used to doing a bunch of grip strength heavy things like climbing, pull-ups, whatever. But anyways, do as many as you can while holding that bar. And the key with hanging knee tucks to keep your body from swinging around is to set yourself up properly. So you hang off the bar, you let your body be still, and then you squeeze everything tight, your arms, your back, your core, your legs. Everything is stiff and tight, and from there you go slowly into the first rep, keeping your entire body braced the entire time. That's going to keep you from swinging because everything is stiff. If you're letting your arms hang loose, your legs hang loose, and all you're thinking about is just your core squeezing, then everything's going to swing around, your body's going to be moving around, it's going to be impossible to get a single good rep in. So you have to be squeezing your entire body tight to get reps that look like this out. So go till failure, test yourself, go as long as you can until your grip gives out, and really focus on tucking your pelvis under and getting your abs to contract at the top of that knee tuck. That's it. That's week 3, day 19, shoulders and abs. I hope you guys liked the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it or if you learned something about training or meal prep. Make sure to share this program with a friend or a coworker or with your Instagram following or anything. If you're enjoying the plan so far, I would love if you shared it. That's all I asked for the program being completely free. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you who is doing this plan with me. Keep killing it, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow for day 20, glutes. Have a great one, and I'll talk to you then. Bye.